This is Tex from thctrust.org. Foremost, all the members of thctrust.org, I once again, I highly encourage you to get savvy, get smart, and learn how to invest in cryptocurrency. Below this video, I put a write-up that I did. So just click that link and keep that link because I'm going to be updating it. And that's for the very beginners who don't know how to buy Bitcoin. And that will direct you to a streamlined approach of opening up a wallet, purchasing Bitcoin, and just getting ready, getting your foundation in crypto in place so you can start learning and that you don't get left behind. I'm saying this because I'm in contact with quite a few different members that have made thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last 2 and 3 years. And I really wish I got this information out there to you guys quicker. I've given personal recommendation to family members and friends this year. They've seen $20, $30, $40, $50,000 returns. And I'm not really getting anything out of this. I want to share with the members of thctrust.org that have been supporting the organization, because really, even though we're researching to correct our status and to secure our states and pretty much free ourselves, this might free you first. You know what I'm saying? It's brought many people I know to financial independence. So you guys are researchers, so apply your research to crypto, technology, tokens, this, that, and the other. Anyway, for everybody who's into crypto already, who knows how to buy a token, who knows how to open up a digital wallet, I say VERGE, XVG. It's, let me pull it up on CoinMarketCap. I think it's number 50. Let's see, VERGE is number 59, okay? And so one, it's more scalable than Bitcoin, as many tokens are, but it's more scalable, So first off, let me say, VERGE is a direct competition for Bitcoin, and it's more scalable than Bitcoin, it's more secure, it's more private than Bitcoin, it's faster than Bitcoin. And there's some other things about it. Let me just go through the list here. Okay, so one of the good things about VERGE, it's equal opportunity in its mining process. So in comparison to Bitcoin, you could mine 1 Bitcoin right now, and 1 Bitcoin is worth $7,000 today. I also wanted to mention that the market cap for VERGE looks fair. It's a total market cap of 145 million. And again, VERGE is approaching 1 cent. It's 0.0075 cent for 1 token. So to kind of give you an idea in comparison, VERGE market cap is 145 million. Bitcoin is at 118 billion. And it's $7,000 for 1 Bitcoin. So quite honestly, I feel like, if you're purchasing VERGE right now, you're purchasing a large amount of wealth for the future. And you would need an extreme amount of hash power. So I didn't get into the whole mining process because I'm not interested in mining at this point. Actually, I am interested in pool mining. VERGE, this might be your first time hearing about it because there's not a lot of hype about it. And I think that's a good thing. Because VERGE, as I'll further discuss in this video, I feel has developed out of a real world requirement. There was markets that Bitcoin was unable to serve, that they started out serving, but there are certain markets that Bitcoin failed for scalability reasons and for security reasons. And those things haven't corrected, and they've ended up causing turmoil to those different private markets. And as a result, the Bitcoin was the blood of, like, for example, the deep web, as they call it. And now that the currency, when I use the term blood, I'm talking about the currency of those networks, was pulled, it needs to be replaced. There was no exact replacement. People were using things as Dash, as the such, and Dash might be relevant to this conversation when we're talking about Bitcoin in comparison to VERGE. However, we're talking about an investment. So as for investment, Dash is 300 and something right now. VERGE is less than 1 cent. So I talked about the equal opportunity in the mining process, and so if you remember, think about it. If you remember Bitcoin from the earlier days, they used to say, oh, Bitcoin is involved in drugs and gun sales and prostitution and all of these different types of illicit activities. Well, all money is dollars, everything is. Except for when Bitcoin came on the scene, it is trackable, but it was so new they didn't know how to track it. It wasn't really readily trackable, and they, the agencies that thrive off of that type of parasiting, they realized that they were at a disadvantage. Just as I'm telling you from my perspective. But aside from those illicit markets, there are all kind of other markets that you can't even conceptualize, things that I don't even know about, that Bitcoin was in real usage for. And it's also no longer serving those networks, because in the beginning they were talking about like Silk Road and things like that. And there's so many more other things, and they're not all illicit, but I'm just using this because I'm trying to be relative to some things that you may know about. And those places are pretty much shut down right now, waiting. Those markets are not just dried up. They're just waiting for adjustments and advances that Bitcoin couldn't provide. Now, you may be thinking, well, who's to say that Dash or another currency isn't going to take that market space? Well, because the Tor browser. That would be my main argument as to why Verge is going to capture the huge market share in certain markets that Bitcoin left behind. Because I don't know how long the Tor browser has been available to search the dark web, but I do know that Bitcoin was the token of choice for most of the time, and there's other tokens that was taken there. Now, the Tor browser is working directly with Verge. The Tor browser is working directly with Verge, and you can see they got like the iOS, like the Android version, the Mac version, the Windows version. They have all these different versions of the Tor browser. By the way, the Tor browser allows you to search the internet anonymously. The private dark web, which you can't search with Internet Explorer and Mozilla Firefox, and you can search the public web with the Tor browser, but you can do it anonymously. So that technology is not related to blockchain. It's already been in existence. It's in existence. That's what they use on the dark web. But the value chain Bitcoin has failed the dark web, and it's not used. One, because of the scalability issues. You can't really do the microtransactions. It's slow, another thing. And then it's not anonymous, and it's not secure. Or it's secure, but it's not private. Now, what Verge has done, the developers have built specific wallets that are a part of the Tor browser. So this now, for the first time, no one else is doing this. It gives you the functionality to, let's say, surf the web anonymously and enter and purchase transactions completely anonymously, privately and securely. It's it's 1 cent. Less than 1 cent. I've always, for many years, even looking at penny stocks, but I never got into penny stocks. Never would. I think I did one time and I lost. But it's always great to catch something before it's 1 cent, especially something that you feel strongly can be one. I don't see any good reason why Verge can't be $5 to $100 in 2018. So getting in before 1 cent is a beautiful opportunity for, and you also have to understand, we're talking about a blockchain technology. We're not talking about a crowdfunding token, which you have to be careful, because when you get into crypto space, some things are based off of concepts and some things are really based off of technology, which I would say have more substance, for lack of a better term. And this absolutely has that. It has a development team, and I believe this development team, they're highly experienced. So they're not motivated by money as much as they're motivated by personal interest. Maybe they were affected by some of these markets that are no longer available. So you don't hear a lot of public hype, because their success or their failure of this project isn't based off of getting a lot of money for crowdfunding. So I think by us seeing this, I don't want to say underpriced, but when you look at the amount of speculation that goes on with all of these crypto tokens, and you see that nobody is speculating about this yet, because that's not how they intend to build it. It's built on a real need and a real usage. when you do hear about this, I'm going to be happy to know that I got in at less than 1 cent. You can probably make a lot of short-term money on this. It is going to be very volatile. But let's say for $500 today, you can buy 64,102 Verge. What about when Verge goes to $1? You'll have $64,000. Your $500 can likely be $64,102. And because it is riding in a clear pathway that Bitcoin has carved out, that has already proved to be a successful network, that is still there and that is full of people and businesses that are ready to get into the full swing. Again, the browser that connects those people doesn't have a value chain. Verge is the only one, the only team, development team working directly to incorporate the wallet inside the private browser. So now you can surf the web privately and you can buy things privately and securely, and you have the escrow functionality. This is something that no other cryptocurrency is doing nor has done, and you can get in for less than 1 cent. So this is kind of really amazing. I don't think there's anything else to be said. You can buy this at Binance. I don't get anything from this. This is really for the members of THCtrust.org. I'm putting a PDF below here that if you're like, where do I start? How can I get some of these investments that he's talking about? This PDF shows you where to look. It's basic. So if you're advanced, you really don't need this PDF. It shows you how to open up a Bitcoin account, the best place to buy Bitcoin privately, because I know a lot of people that follow what we do, they don't like to do a lot of things publicly. So I gave you the sites for that. And I showed you how to get on the exchange, and I'm gonna and like I always do, save that file, save the link to that file, because I'll update it with more information. So that's how you can get started. This last part of the video is not for the novice investor. It's not about Verge. It's a total separate opportunity. So if you like this video, if I demonstrated my intellect that I'm a good researcher, then I encourage you to look at the investment opportunity below this. If you already have to have Bitcoin or you already have to have Ethereum, and I think it's a good opportunity to let your tokens grow for you, potentially long term. Now, I will say there's a lot of schemes out there. I've been scammed before. I've won though. You may get scammed sometimes. It happens. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe this is a scam, but I've been scammed before. You understand what I'm saying? So I would say if this interests you, throw something small in there, because something that's not going to hurt you. As they say, don't invest in crypto anything that you can't afford to lose. Don't consider this as far as Verge, because I really believe Verge is a excellent long-term investment. You should put that with all your investments. That's how I feel about that. But with this high yield, high risk investment strategy, don't invest anything that you can't afford to lose. But on the flip side, if you can afford to lose it, you absolutely should invest it, because this is another opportunity to quadruple or triple your money. I don't feel it's a Ponzi scheme type of deal. I think they have good intentions, and it's quite possible to go very long term to indefinite with this. I just feel that way. I could be wrong. Click my links before you talk to me about my opinion. You're okay to talk to me about my opinion, but don't talk to me about my opinion unless you click the link first, so that we could be talking about the same thing. All right, peace out.